Hi, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Marquez again. I'm going to read you another read aloud. This time I'm going to do one that goes along with Mrs. Strayman's lesson on synonyms. Okay, so this book is called If You Were a Synonym. It's a hard word for me to say. It is written by Michael Dahl and illustrated by Sarah Gray. So Michael Dahl wrote the words, he's the author, and Sarah Gray made the pictures. She's the illustrator. And this is published by Picture Window Books. So, if you were a synonym, and then it gives us the definition. A synonym, which is abbreviated SYN, is a word that means the same thing or almost the same thing as another word. Looking for synonyms? If you were a synonym, you could be cool, chilly, frosty, icy, wintry, or freezing. No matter how you say it, you would still be cold. Synonyms are words that mean the same thing or almost the same thing as another word. Huge is different from gigantic, but they both mean big. So when you're writing, you can think of some words that might mean the same thing and you can use different words in your writing to make it more interesting. If you were a synonym, you can change and still mean the same thing. The thunder is loud, blasting, noisy, booming, deafening, and ear-splitting. I think that storm was pretty bad. If you were a synonym, you wouldn't have to use the same words to describe the same activity. The sled plummeted down the hill and zipped under the bridge. And here's another way to write it. The sled plunged down the hill and whisked under the bridge. If you were a synonym, you would keep sentences exciting and add variety. The dazzling, brilliant, luminous lightning lit up the dark, hazy night. If you were a synonym, you could act as different parts of speech. You could be a noun. A noun is a word that means a person, place, or thing. The game was canceled because of the rainstorm, the rain shower, or the downpour. Those are all nouns. If you were a synonym, you could be a verb. A verb is used to express an action or condition. The wind sweeps, flutters, or sails over the land. If you were a synonym, you could be an adjective. Adjective describe or modify nouns or pronouns. One thin, wispy cloud hung over the arid, dry desert. So thin and wispy mean the same thing. Means kind of like those, almost like a fog, really. And the arid, dry desert, arid and dry mean the same thing. If you were a synonym, you would be found in a thesaurus. A thesaurus is a book full of synonyms and antonyms. The temperature could be toasty, warm, boiling, blistering, or tropical. No matter how you say it, the temperature is still hot. Do you see they each have a thesaurus? That's another tricky word to say, at least for me. You could be the same, but still add colorful variety if you were a synonym. Now I'm going to tell you about this little thing right here says fun with synonyms. This is a little game you could play to practice. So it says have a group of friends, but right now I think it would be your family. Split into 2 teams. It doesn't matter how many people are on each team. Next, have each group write a different word on 10 pieces of paper. Adjectives work best. Remember, those are the words that describe nouns, like big, small, hot, wispy. After you've got that, so that should be about 20 pieces of paper with different names or different words on it, synonyms. One team starts by drawing a piece of paper. They say the word out loud. For example, one team might draw big. Then the other team must think of a synonym for big. They might say huge. And then the teams go back and forth naming synonyms for big until one team is stumped. The team to think of the last synonym gets a point and gets to draw again. And then, of course, the team with the most points after all the words are drawn wins. And again, if you want to find a synonym, look in the thesaurus. You will see the abbreviation SYN next to it. The SYN stands for synonym. I played that game with my grandson over the Facebook the other day, and we had a lot of fun. He would think of a word. We didn't have words to draw, but he would think of a word, and I'd have to guess or do another synonym and back and forth until we can figure it out again. We didn't really keep score. It was just fun. But so a synonym, remember, are words that mean the same thing or almost the same thing as another. And probably the easiest ones to do your game with, you can do any of them you want, but probably the easiest ones are adjectives, words that describe nouns. So I hope you'll try that and have a little fun. If you haven't looked at Mrs. Strayman's lesson on synonyms, you're all ready. If you already have, here's some more examples. I hope you enjoyed our story. You take care. Bye-bye, boys and girls.